welcome to Entrepreneurship Talks with MSN. I am your host, Msizi Simon Ndlovu. Today we are joined by Fhulufhelo Nyathela, who is the founder and the CEO of Fhulufhelo Law Firm. I met her on LinkedIn, where I saw that she's running such an amazing firm, and I want to know about the journey of how she started her business until where she is today. So, welcome, Fhulufhelo. How are you today?
Thank you so much. I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I know I did not pronounce your name correctly, so can you please pronounce your name for us so that we get it correctly?
I'm Fhulufhelo Nyathela.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today. Um, your business, it's a law firm. Would you like to tell us about it? How did you start your business?
All right. So I'm currently a managing director and founder of Fhulufhelo Nyathela Attorneys, abbreviated FNA Incorporated. So for those who can't really know my name, it's FNA Incorporated, right? So 2 years ago, I decided I was tired of working
Mm,
and I wanted to start my own journey to become my own boss and basically make my own money. So I decided, why not? I decided to pursue this career. If I remember correctly, when I started, I just woke up and I decided there was just this drive in me that wanted to do it so much. I did not care about um, any other thing. So I woke up one day, I registered my business, I ran with it. I had no capital. When I started, I was working from home. I had no
mm,
office. So I basically started with nothing from nothing. I had to go around, put myself out there, convince people why they should hire me as an attorney. And
right.
a year after that, I had saved enough to buy furniture,
Mm.
rent out an office from an office park, have staff here and there to assist me. And 2 years later, here we are.
Wow. So what I want to get is, so you were working and then you stopped from working and then you said, you know what, I'm really tired. And then you started your business. Wow.
Correct.
That's amazing. Because I think that's where most of people are stuck. They are stuck in between the job and the business. So tell me about the journey of starting your business. Was it something so difficult to leave your job for your business, or it was an easy transition from the business, from working for someone to now working for yourself? How was the transition there?
I'm somebody that has always loved working for myself. So working for myself came easy. The challenging part was getting business out there,
Right.
having to have people to recognize you as an attorney or as a law firm, like your brand, and decide I want to work with FNA Incorporated. So the challenges that I encountered were very difficult,
Mm,
but the tenacity, commitment, and the core goal for me remained the same regardless of the challenges that I came across. Every time I came
right.
across a challenge, I still woke up with the drive to want to pursue this, regardless of the challenges. And at this stage, after 2 years, I have no regrets. It's something that I
Mm,
love. It's something that I see myself doing for a lifetime.
wow. So what made you start your business? What is that need that you saw in the market that like really drove you to start the business?
I remember in 2019, beginning of the year, I had applied for a position as an associate at a certain law firm in Sandton. The firm was dealing in specializing in construction law and
Right.
technology, right? So my application was rejected, but then something in me just said, I want to do this. If they can
Mm,
take me, I'll do it for myself. So I started researching about, there's not a lot of firms in South Africa that are doing or specializing in construction law.
right.
So I decided when I start my law firm, that is going to be the core focus. We are basically one of the few Black law firms in South Africa that are currently specializing in doing work in construction contracts. Currently, yes. And having seen the need and not exactly having the background or the experience, I decided to train myself. I decided to educate myself. Last year, I was also accepted by the Association of Arbitrators Southern Africa as an associate member.
Wow.
I'm currently also enrolled this year with the association to study. I'm studying towards, by the end of the year, I will be qualifying as a fellowship member, and I will be able to arbitrate construction contract dispute.
Yeah.
So for me, that the need arose when I saw, okay, Google is a friend of everybody. There's not a law firm doing this, and this is a good opportunity for me. I felt 100% female, Black owned, BEE level 1. I can do this.
Yeah. True.
Yes.
So what I like about what you are saying is that you saw a niche, and many people just start businesses without realizing that they need to find a niche in the business. So yeah, no, thank you for enlightening me on that. So specifically, what does the construction law, so to say, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, what do you guys specialize in construction mainly? What do you guys do for construction companies?
Basically, law firms come in when construction law is basically civil engineering, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
every time there's a building or a road or a bridge that is being built,
Yeah.
the whole work is governed by construction contracts. We've got 4 construction contracts that are arbitrated, that are drafted, that are negotiated by attorneys. So before the work itself begins, there's already attorneys involved to formalize the work and to see that everything is governed by a contract. The minute there's a dispute in the contract, you still go back to the law firm or the attorney and then take it to arbitration for dispute. Before any dispute for construction contract goes to High Court, the High Court requires that it should have been heard in arbitration before. And if the parties are not happy, they then proceed to take it to High Court. So that is where we come in.
Yeah, I'm learning new languages, new terms here. No, thank you so much for that. Um, wow. So is the, when I was growing up, when you were doing a when you were a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, a teacher, it was a huge thing back then. And I know that, when the parents were like, yo, my son or my daughter is doing law, it was such a huge thing for them. So how are you willing to change, or how are you aiming to change people's lives with your business?
Basically, I'm a woman. I'm all about woman empowerment. What the change is, being a female and being a female business owner is not easy. Um, Specifically in our industry, it's still very male dominated. And as women, we constantly need to fight to get recognized. We need to fight to be in spaces where we constantly need to prove. So as a woman, I'm all about women empowerment. I want to show other young girls that it's possible. I want to a young lady who's wanting to study law to see me and say, wow, I want to be like that lady. Whatever that she's doing, she can do better. I'm not doing for her to be able to see, I want to be like her. She must be able to think, I want to do better that she could. If she could, I could also do it. Yes.
So for me, like every time when I hear ladies talking about the male dominated versus female, whatever, the battle between the gender issue, for me, is it about giving you guys enough opportunities in the table, or is it about the salary part? What is it about? Is it a power part, or is it about financial part, or the recognition overall? What is it really about?
I think it's really about the recognition because specifically in our industry, if we take it back to 50 years ago, women were not allowed to become attorneys, advocates, magistrates. That was
Mm,
not a field that a woman was allowed to practice in. The minute the door opens for women to be able to study law,
mm,
become judges, become attorneys and advocates, the change didn't come in rapidly.
right.
So we still in, it's been how many years later, and the industry still feels like it's male dominated in that
Mm,
area somehow. So I think it will take a few more decades before we get to a stage where it's not about a male, it's not about being male or female. So in
right.
our industry specifically, that's, it's about the background and recognition, not necessarily about the salary and other things.
Sure. Yeah, I know it's difficult, but I'm sure it's gonna get there. At one point, it's definitely gonna get there because I'm seeing a lot of women who are doing so great. And what I like about women specifically in your industry is that you guys prove your point. You're always there. You outshine even male. You know, you prove your point that you deserve to be there, and that's what I commend about your field and what you guys are doing as females. So you have to tell me about your biggest failures. What are your biggest failures in life? Where have you really, like, you know, you've touched your rock bottom, and how did you come back from that failure?
I think for me, um, before I started my law firm, I was working, and I was when I was working, there was a time where I was a job seeker.
Yeah.
And I think for almost 2 years, I was looking for something that I could not find. It was really, really, really difficult. If you find a job, it's not really what you're qualified to do. You are doing it because you need a salary at the end of the day. Um, for a period of 2 years before I started, that was the very reason that I decided no. I think this is the route that I need to take, and I
Mm,
see where it takes me. Looking for a job, being a qualified attorney, being an admitted attorney, it used to be such a big thing, but after it feels like, oh, okay, there isn't really, nobody wants to hire me, whatever the case may be.
mm,
I, at that stage when I was still job hunting and job seeking, I just got so emotionally exhausted. And I remember December 2018, I was just feeling like maybe I should do, I should look into other things. But then 2019 came, I realized, no, man, I'm not meant to look for a job. I can
mm,
create my own as well as create for other people. Then
right.
the minute that started, I felt it really did not matter how, because the first year of business is always hard. You're still trying to establish yourself, put yourself out there, because the only way you get business is because people see you and they know you on, or another client recommended you to them. So
Yeah.
when I started that, I felt, for me, this was it. Yes,
So, yeah, ne? So they say if they don't give you a seat in the table, create your own table and sit down
exactly, exactly.
and invite them.
Invite, come sit down and give them opportunities.
Right. So, what books do you read that motivate you in life?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really big on reading. I'm not much of a reader. I read a lot of law books.
Right.
I had and at home and at the office, it's full of law books. But currently, I'm reading a book that I was given by. It's called The Alchemist by. Can I? Will I even pronounce the this? It's a book that is currently on the market. Let me just check. The same Coelho, I think, is a Brazilian writer.
Right.
Yes, that's
Mhm.
the book that I'm currently reading. A fable about following your dream.
Mm.
That's
mm.
what the book is called.
Right.
Yes. So
And then, sorry, no, you can continue. Do you have other books that you have read, or but I know you guys, you always into your books, your thick books.
apart from reading, what motivates, I'm a person that I look at other people and I'm like, wow, before me, I know ladies my age, ladies younger than me, I look at them and I get motivated. I follow their stories, not necessarily
Right.
only read a book I follow their stories and I feel they're doing quite well. And I also, I'm close to them. I want to know why they're doing well. I want to know what is it that they're doing that is working for them you
Mm.
know yes.
So that's the question. The next question: who are the people that you look up to?
Wow, I look up to a lot of people. um
Right.
if I am to take it down, I'm probably not going to mention most of the big names. I look up to, I've got an aunt by the name of Angel Nyathela.
Mm.
She's the CEO of NEPA. I look up to her so much.
Wow.
She's a hard worker. She encourages me to wake up and be, if she can do it, I feel I can also do it. I've got a couple of friends. I have got a friend by the name of Mulatelo Sifulusi. We call her Lizzie. I remember last year she asked me, "Who's your mentor?" And I told
Mm.
her I don't have a mentor. I'm
Right.
self-mentoring because I'm self-mentoring myself from all of you guys that have gone before me and paved the way
Mm.
that made felt I could also do it if they could do it. So I sit down and I look at inspiring stories and I feel, wow, this is great. I want to be like that. And I always want to know what is it that is working for them. And
Right.
then I also look up to the lady that owns Mbokoto building.
Okay.
It's a construction company, female, 100% female. It only employs female.
You're
Um,
kidding.
yes, I
Really?
think yes, she's doing quite well. They are based
Right.
in Fenton.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Wow.
so I her name just, but she's the owner of Mbokoto building. It's a construction.
Is it that lady? I think is she not has her name Ndlovu or something? Not that one.
No,
There's
she's
there was one, there's one that I saw in one of the, I think it's Top Billing or something. I saw
mm,
her. She's also running a construction company, and she's doing quite well there.
yes. She's also doing quite well. I think I actually got to know about her last year, and I felt wow. I felt okay. Wow, this is. I love stories of women that are successful. Um, they encourage us to be able to get out into any field and do what we can,
Right.
regardless. I'll
True.
I'll give you a name before the end of our interview.
Right. Um. Amazing stuff. So there has to be a myth in every field. There has to be a myth that people believe that if you're in this industry, which is not true. So today, I
Yes.
want you to educate people. What is it that is a myth about law and about law firms that you feel that people need to know?
I think the thing that is a myth about lawyers is that lawyers are liars. That is not true. That is absolutely not. This everywhere. If you're a lawyer, you're an attorney, basically you're a liar. People believe, let me give a scenario. Let's say you have a client, you do criminal law and you're representing a client. They believe that when you go to court, you're going to say, no, this person didn't murder that person. It's such a
Mm,
myth. We take an oath not to mislead the court, number one, when we get admitted.
right.
So we have a duty not to mislead the court or not to lie in court. lawyers are not liars. That is one myth that I've always wanted to get across. Given the opportunity, we're not liars.
Okay, so can I challenge you on that? I want you to unpack it a little bit. So if you are representing someone who possibly did that case, he would actually did that whatever, and then you represent that person, then what do you regard yourself as then?
Okay, here's the thing. Our law states that a person is innocent until proven guilty, right?
Right.
And when we go in court, the law further says that the state has a duty to prove a person's guilt, right? Let's say it's a criminal trial. If a certain client is being charged with a certain offense, right? That person is still innocent until proven guilty. So
Guilty.
the state will go first to prove that that person really did this offense. By the time the attorney goes to say something, the state should have already proved their case to say this is the evidence before court. And then, right, the attorney will then put the client into the stand to say what is it exactly that happened. The client has a right to speak for themselves. The attorney will not now go and say, yeah, no, he was not there, he did not commit the offense. He will defend himself as to the whole point of having an attorney, number one, is to advise you,
Right.
because you're in a very environment that you've never been. You're not an attorney, so we normally look at a case and say, okay, this is the evidence against you, what is your story? We're able to advise you. And then if you get to a situation where a client actually admits to you, this is what I have done, you then advise them accordingly, not go together with your client and mislead the court. In
Right.
instances, we find maybe sometimes the clients themselves mislead the attorney.
Oh,
Yes,
now I get it.
that is where the myth boils down to. Everywhere I go, lawyers are liars. It's not true.
Lawyers, liars. I have
No.
to ask you about this series because I watched all of it. Have you watched a series called Suit?
Yeah, I've watched.
Bobby
I've watched
Spectre
it.
and Mike. So
Yes.
yeah, is that the reflection of what is happening in law firms and stuff?
No.
It is not.
No.
Because there's a lot of depositions and all of that there and whatever. So yeah, that's the thing about movies. You watch things and that's where you sort of come up with the conclusion in terms of how is that field is like and how they're doing things.
That's not what's happening in law firms, and it's an American series.
Right.
That's how we do it in South Africa. The law is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we've come to the end of our interview. Is there anything that you want to advise someone who wants to get into a law firm or who needs some advice in terms of law and whatever? Is there anything that you would like to share with them?
Yes. So I think from my experience, if you want to start a law firm, it's does because a lot of I see a lot of young um youth, most of them, they're stuck because they feel they don't have funds. They feel they don't have resources to start a business.
Mhm.
Speaking from my experience, when I started, I did not have funds. I did not get funding from anywhere. It is very
Mhm.
difficult to get funding or a loan or to save up. If you're gonna wait for that opportunity to come, you're gonna wait a lifetime. So with us, what we're selling before anything is the skills. When I
Right.
decided I'm going to work from home, it worked for me for the first year. And I always consulted and met with clients. Um, and surprisingly, for that, the whole year, I was doing business and I was meeting with clients and I was going work. Not even a single client asked me where your office is.
Where you
Because,
think?
no. I used to invite them for coffee.
Right.
That is versatile these days. You
Mm.
don't limit meetings, business meetings, or meeting your attorney at offices only. You can do it anywhere where it's convenient. And
Right.
whenever it was convenient for me to meet with clients, business went on and clients respected me. Not even a single day I showed up, they asked me where your office is. Business
Mm.
carried on. And I got to a stage where I got offices. If it's convenient for clients, I still go out and see client. If it's convenient for them to come to me. So basically what I'm trying to say is, with the law firm, you're selling your skills.
Right.
And when you have that skill, you don't necessarily need funding. Everything else can come together while you're working towards it. Because the burden we have on our shoulders, I don't have money. I don't have
Mm.
money. I don't have money to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Write down a proper plan of what is your vision. The core goal must remain the same regardless of the circumstances. If
Mm.
you have a vision that you're looking at, this is where I want to see myself in 5 years, and I'll do anything to get there, and I'll do anything to be recognized, because a lot of people have businesses. Every time, regardless whether it's a law firm or not a law firm, there must always be something that is different about you. What is it that is different that you're offering from that you're offering different from other businesses? Because
Mm.
there's so many law firms, but people
Yeah.
will come to you because they like your brand. People will come to you because there's something different that you're offering that other law firms don't have. So it's important to also look at that.
Yeah. That's powerful. That is
Yeah,
powerful. Because I think that's where I'm sharing the sentiment with you to say most people are stuck in terms of funding or resources. They are still waiting for that government funding, which will never come. They're still waiting for that investor to come, which that investor is looking for people who, who have already have successful businesses, because they don't want to fail as well. They don't want to put their money where they are not sure whether it's going to come back or not. So it is very, very powerful what you're saying, that you have to have, the skill, and you just need to start. So
exactly. The risk
yeah,
that you're willing to take, and
right.
at the end of the day, starting any business is a risk.
It is a risk, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your time. Can you please share with us your contact details so that people who need your services could get hold of you?
All right. They can contact me on 081 389 6931. Our telephone office number is 010 225 2041. And then our website is www.fnattennis.co.za. Then on our website, we have got, besides our specialty construction law, we've got various other legal services that we offer. So it's more detailed on the website.
And then the social media, are you available on social media platforms?
Yes, I am on. We are on Facebook at Fhulufhelo Nyathela Tennis Incorporated. We are on Instagram at Fhulufhelo Nyathela Tennis Incorporated. We're not on Twitter as yet. Yes, so myself, Fhulufhelo Nyathela, and on Instagram.
Thank you so much, Fhulufhelo. Thank you for joining us, and we enjoyed certainly everything that you have shared with us. Personally, I've learned a lot from you, and thank you so much for, giving us this time to educate us about the law firms and everything that you do, your expertise and experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the recognition and the invite.
I know you are destined for success. You're going far, definitely.
Just
And
like
looking forward. And I'm certainly looking forward to seeing you in more and more years to come.
Thank you so much, Msizi.